Welcome to Mythos AI, your source for Cliff's Notes on complex subjects. Join Anna and Phil for yet another engaging conversation.
All right, so get this. A marketing pro, a children's book, and AI walk into a publishing house.
Sounds like the start of a bad joke, right?
Totally. But it's the reality over at Gyldendal. And guess what? You get to be in on it.
Oh, how so?
You shared this document with us, Gyldendal AI Opcave Med Forside Og by Lag.pdf, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride.
Yes. That was a fascinating look at how Gyldendal, this Denmark's leading publishing house, by the way, is really leaning into this whole AI and book publishing thing.
Leaning in is an understatement. They're practically diving headfirst into AI-generated literature.
Pretty groundbreaking stuff, but that's what we're here for, right? To unpack it all.
Exactly. We're diving deep to see what's got everyone buzzing about AI at Gyldendal and, of course, what it could mean for the future of, well, books as we know them.
This document specifically focuses on a case study. One of Gyldendal's own employees, a marketing guy named Henrik Melgaard, used AI to create a children's book.
Wait, hold up. He used AI to make an entire book. Illustrations and all.
The whole shebang. And that's the really interesting part, because Henrik isn't an author, he's a marketing specialist.
So what? He just had this secret talent for writing children's books.
Seems like it. But it also speaks to Gyldendal's whole approach. It's less about replacing authors with AI and more about giving their employees tools to be creative no matter what their job title is.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Unlocking potential with AI kind of thing.
Exactly. So how do you pull it off? 2 words: ChatGPT and Midjourney.
ChatGPT, sure, everyone's talking about that these days. But Midjourney, I'm less familiar with.
It's an AI for creating images. Basically, ChatGPT was Henrik's wordsmith, spinning the story in dialogue, while Midjourney was the illustrator, bringing those words to life visually.
That's really cool. But did he just let the AI run wild?
Not at all. He actually made a custom ChatGPT model specifically for writing this book. He even gave it a fun name it translates to, the children's book author, the Frida series. Cute, right?
Love it. But I'm guessing he didn't just give it a name and say, go nuts. There had to be some direction involved.
Oh, absolutely. He acted as the story architect. He designed the plot, the characters, the whole setting. ChatGPT was just his high-tech helper, fleshing things out and turning it all into a proper story.
So what, he gave it like a 5-sentence summary and ChatGPT spat out a whole book?
If only it were that easy. In the document, Henrik talks about the challenges of getting ChatGPT to follow his instructions consistently. Like he had a very clear vision, but sometimes the AI would take a hard left turn.
I feel that. Trying to get AI to do exactly what you want is like...
Herding cats.
worse, way worse. But hey, the guy still managed to produce a full-blown illustrated children's book, right?
He did. And get this, it only took him about a week.
A week? That's insane. Talk about a game changer. Though I imagine that kind of speed brings up some questions like ethical stuff, legal issues, all that.
You're preaching to the choir. Luckily, Gyldendal's on top of it. They came up with some seriously comprehensive guidelines for navigating this whole AI-generated content world.
Oh yeah, like what?
They're super strict about copyright, for one. No using AI to rip off Harry Potter or anything like that. And they've even got a list of approved AI tools, which I'm sure is changing every other week.
Makes sense. Keeping up with this tech must feel like chasing a runaway train. But it sounds like Gyldendal's committed to finding that balance between, innovation and responsibility.
Absolutely. And a big part of that is transparency. They're even talking about putting little blurbs on the back of these AI-assisted books explaining how they were made.
Whoa, that's pretty radical. Imagine picking up a kid's book and it says, "This story was brought to you by the power of AI."
Right. Talk about blurring the lines. But before we get too lost in the ethics of it all, let's actually talk about the story itself. Frida and the secret ice cream.
Yeah, let's put a face to all this AI magic.
It's easy to get bogged down in the tech talk, but at the end of the day, we're dealing with a story. And this one's particularly interesting because it deals with some relatable stuff. Divorce, childhood anxieties, but through the lens of AI.
Okay, now I'm really curious. Tell me more about this Frida character. So Frida's 5, dealing with her parents' divorce, and she really loves ice cream, huh?
She does. And this is where Henrik's role as the story architect really comes into play. He didn't just feed ChatGPT random prompts,
Right. He had this whole vision for Frida's story.
Exactly. He gave the AI a specific character with a relatable challenge. And I think that's what elevates this story. It has that human element, that emotional core that you don't always see in AI experiments.
Definitely. Frida's not some generic AI creation. She feels like a real kid dealing with real stuff. And you can tell that comes from Hendrik's vision.
100%. And I think that speaks to a larger point about AI in creative fields. It's not about replacing us, the humans.
It's about giving us new ways to express ourselves.
Exactly. AI can be a tool, a collaborator, helping us shape our ideas in ways we couldn't do alone.
Which brings us back to Gyldendal. Right. They're not shying away from this technology. They're running towards it. But they're doing it carefully, thoughtfully, with all these guidelines in place.
And those guidelines are fascinating in their own right. They're really trying to address all the sticky issues that come up with AI-generated content.
Like, for instance, the whole copyright thing.
Huge one. They're super strict about that.
Yeah.
Employees can't just tell the AI to, like, write a Harry Potter clone or copy a famous illustrator style.
So no shortcuts. They're really trying to do this right.
Right. And they've got this list of approved AI tools, which is probably a full-time job just to keep updated.
Oh, I bet. AI's moving a mile a minute these days. But hey, that dedication to staying on top of things, that's what's going to set them apart.
Totally. It really highlights the central tension, though, balancing innovation and responsibility. And I think that's where their most crucial guideline comes, in documenting the entire process.
Transparency is key, huh?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Gyldendal wants to be completely upfront about how these books are made. And not just for legal reasons, but ethical ones, too.
So it's like they're acknowledging, hey, this is new territory for everyone. Let's figure it out together.
Exactly. And that little blurb on the back of the book, it's not just a disclaimer. It's an invitation to start a conversation about the future of storytelling.
Which is a conversation worth having. I mean, if Henrik can create a children's book in a week using AI, what does that mean for aspiring authors and illustrators?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But maybe instead of seeing it as a threat, we could view it as, well,
An opportunity.
exactly, an opportunity for everyone involved in the creative process to up their game.
I like that. But an opportunity for whom, though?
Think about it. For authors, it could mean new tools to break down creative blocks, to enhance their storytelling. For illustrators, maybe it's about collaborating with AI to achieve things they never thought possible.
Instead of AI replacing human creativity, it becomes a way to, supercharge it.
Exactly. Look at what photography did for painting. It didn't kill it, it pushed it in new directions.
That's a good point. Photography led to Impressionism, abstract expressionism. Who knows what exciting new forms of literature AI might inspire?
Mind-blowing to think about.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about Frida and her ice cream adventures.
Right. We can't get too lost in the theoretical stuff.
Yeah.
We've got a story to dive into.
Because for all the talk about AI and its capabilities,
Mhm.
ultimately it's the story that connects with us.
Yeah.
Right.
It's what makes us feel something, what makes us want to keep turning the page.
And Frida's story, even though it was made with the help of AI, has that potential. It's charming, it's relatable, and it reminds us of the importance of family and, of course, ice cream.
Who doesn't love ice cream? Actually, speaking of, I'm kind of craving some now. But before I break out the Ben & Jerry's, let's hear more about this secret ice cream.
Let's do it. Let's see what literary magic Henrik and his AI assistant cooked up.
Okay, so we've talked about the AI, we've talked about the guidelines, but the real magic's got to be in the story itself, right?
Let's dive in. I'm ready to meet this Frida character.
I think you'll appreciate this detail. Remember how Henrik wanted that whole bedtime story vibe?
Yeah, he was going for something classic.
Well, check out this opening line. Sollen Stroller kilde Fridas Kinder, da hun og far travede hen adstien, till Bernhaven Troldeskoven.
Okay, for those of us who don't speak Danish.
Right, sorry. It translates to, the sun's rays tickled Frida's cheeks as she and Dad strolled along the path to Troll Forest Kindergarten.
Troll Forest Kindergarten. Okay,
Yeah.
That's adorable. You can already tell this is going to be told through a child's eyes.
Exactly. It's whimsical, it's playful, and it sets the stage perfectly for the secret ice cream part of the title.
Which, if I recall correctly, involves a bit of a misunderstanding on Frida's part.
Oh, big time. Remember, her kindergarten's called Troll Forest, right? So Frida overhears the teachers talking about ice cream.
Hold on, let me guess. She puts 2 and 2 together.
And her 5-year-old brain goes straight to troll treasure.
I love it. Kids have the best imaginations.
They really do, and it gets even better. It just so happens that Nicholas, the teaching assistant, is the one handing out the ice cream that day.
Nicholas. With the wild black hair and big smile.
You got it. Total troll vibes, at least to Frida.
So she's convinced this isn't just any ice cream. This is like top secret magical ice cream.
100%. And to make things even more interesting, Nicholas gets all flustered when she asks for some.
Oh no. Why? What happened?
I'll let Henrik explain. He describes it like this. Men da Nicholas, Så Frida, lignende hannen, der hade sett sigegelse eller mosken riktigt krold. Och Frida sadan och kigade nervöst runt, som om han hade hemmet i skuflästet.
Which means...
But when Nicholas saw Frida, he looked like he had seen a ghost or maybe a real troll. Oh, Frida, he said, glancing around nervously, as if he had a secret ice cream hideout.
Poor Nicholas. I'm sure he was just trying to keep things under control, but in Frida's mind, that just confirmed all her suspicions.
Right. I mean, talk about a confirmation bias, so naturally things kind of snowball from there.
I can only imagine.
Let's just say it involves a lot of hilarious misunderstandings, a slightly exasperated dad, and of course, a whole lot of ice cream.
Sounds like a recipe for a delightful children's story.
It really is. And the best part is, it's got all those heartwarming themes you'd want in a book for kids. Family, communication, the importance of imagination.
And ice cream. Don't forget the ice cream.
Of course! How could we forget the ice cream? It is the heart of the story, after all.
It really is. But as lighthearted as this story is, it does raise some big questions about the future of storytelling.
It really does. Like, what does it mean when a marketing expert can create a full-fledged children's book with the help of AI? Where does that leave human authors and illustrators?
It's a brave new world out there, that's for sure. And there are no easy answers. But one thing's for certain. AI is here to stay. It's up to us to figure out how to use it responsibly and creatively.
To find that balance between innovation and the things that make human creativity so special?
Exactly. And who knows, maybe this fusion of human and artificial intelligence will lead to entirely new forms of storytelling, genres we haven't even imagined yet.
Now, wouldn't that be something? It's exciting to think about, isn't it? The possibilities are pretty much endless.
They really are. And on that note, I think we've done a pretty good job unpacking this whole Gyldendal AI thing.
We covered a lot of ground, from the technical nitty-gritty to the ethical dilemmas, and of course, Frida's adorable ice cream adventure.
It's been quite the journey.
It has. But for me, the biggest takeaway is this. AI isn't some far-off futuristic fantasy. It's already here, it's changing the way we create, and it's definitely shaking things up in the world of literature.
And this is just the beginning. Who knows what amazing stories we'll be reading or listening to a few years down the line.
Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the future of storytelling is looking pretty darn interesting. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and literature. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep creating.
Thanks for listening to Mythos AI. Stay tuned for more concise insights. And remember to hit the like button and subscribe for future episodes.